On today's show, details regarding the sale of the Radisson property. Plus, in lifestyle, we'll take a look at this Dutch invention that allows things that weigh up to 20 pounds to float up in the air. And policymakers needs to make the stray animals issue on the island a priority. 15 on 15 starts right now. Hi everyone, thank you for joining us. I'm Yentl Lieuw. The Radisson Hotel on the island is on the market for sale. Minimal details have been released, but this is what we know so far. According to reports, the Radisson property on the island has been struggling financially within the past few years. This is said to be the primary reason for it being on sale. Labor unions have not been informed on the details. There has been no mentions of any buyers. The Carlton Group, which is the developer for the Radisson, will be on the island next week to discuss details with investors as well stakeholders. I personally contacted the general manager of the Radisson, who says he cannot comment at this stage. We will keep you informed as more details surface. Now, from one hotel to another, there has been setbacks regarding the development of the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. According to the Amigo newspaper of this week, there are setbacks to construct the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino on the former Bushiri property. The work to start cleaning the surrounding area is scheduled to start the 16th of June. The contractor for this task has already been paid. Last Friday, the developer, Southwest Horka, received an extension of 20 days to complete the necessary paperwork and process prior to construction work beginning. The Minister of Tourism, Otmar Odeberg, has made it well known to the public how disappointed he is with the delays. Another extension of 2 months has also been given for the shareholders' agreement to be properly fixed. The representative, Yentl Lieuw, told Amigo newspaper that as soon as notary papers are completed, they will then present construction plans to the Department of Public Works. Once the design plan is delivered to the department, it will take another 6 months for approval. Once approved, the developer can then start the construction on the hotel. The Hard Rock project has a deadline of 2016. For those who follow horse racing, then you know there is a huge event coming up this weekend. If California Chrome wins the Bellman Stakes race, he will be the new horse to have achieved the Triple Crown in 36 years. ATV's Tessa Peters had the opportunity to witness California Chrome win the race in the Kentucky Derby this year. We sat down and discussed this with her. Trend Alerts, Tessa Peters gives us a taste of what the Kentucky Derby was like for her when she visited it the first time.
Basically, if California Chrome wins at Bellman Stakes this weekend, it's going to be the first time in 36 years that a horse wins the Triple Crown. We had the experience of seeing California Chrome when we went to Kentucky Derby recently, a few months ago. And to tell you the truth, we've never experienced this. We come from an island where we see Pesofino horses racing, and our hosts in Kentucky told us, it's going to be just 2 minutes, 2-minute race, but the whole day you're going to be there. There's going to be different races, but the main race is just 2 minutes. And it's a big fanfare. You have to expect a lot of people. You have to be dressed to the T. So, of course, hats, major requirement.
The popularity of California Chrome doesn't only come from his racing skills, but the family who trained him has an inspiring story together with the horse. It all comes down to loyalty, faith, and a very special bond.
But when we're sitting at the airport waiting for a delayed flight, my partner came with a newspaper. In that newspaper, we saw this article on California Chrome. And it touched us big time because it's a nice story. The owner, Steve Coburn, he was talking about the fact that they got offered millions for the horse and they refused to get that amount of money. And they're not rich people. They're blue collar, he works at a factory. I mean, they're normal people. And he even said, this horse is the millionaire. We're not millionaires.
Shines bright in the Kentucky Derby. Demanding purple second.
15 million people are expected to tune in to the Bellman Stakes horse racing event. 14.9 billion of those people are said to be for California Chrome, and a few 100,000 million people will be betting on the horse to take home the next Triple Crown, which hasn't happened in 36 years. When we come back, we'll show you a very cool Dutch invention that can have you getting people to believe that magic really does exist. Also, sleep does much more than just making you feel rested. It can also improve your memory. And check out this adorable baby. All that and more after the break. back from the break. A Dutch company by the name of Crealev has come up with a magnetic levitation device that is a magician's dream come true. Here's why. Let the pranking begin. The base of this device are strong magnets arranged with poles facing each other. The resulting magnetism creates a counter-gravity force powerful enough to suspend objects weighing up to 20 pounds. So, a chessboard can be levitated, a fat stack of books can float, and even a brick can be up in the air. I have to say, I would love to host dinner parties and pull that out to freak out my guests. Now, if you want your memory to improve, sleep more. The mechanism by which a good night's sleep improves learning and memory has been discovered by scientists. The team in China and the United States used advanced microscopy to witness new connections between brain cells forming during sleep. The study showed even intense training could not make up for lost sleep. Experts said it was an elegant and significant study which uncovered the mechanisms of memory. It is well known that sleep plays an important role in memory and learning, but what actually happens inside the brain has been a source of considerable debate. But now we know that it helps with memory. Babies can do the cutest things without even knowing it. Before even being able to walk, this toddler wants to shake it like a Polaroid picture.
Shake it. Shake it. Shake it. Shake it. Shake it. Shake it. Shake it.
Very cute indeed. We will be right back. Take a look to see what is coming up next. Policymakers and the locals on the island are well aware of the island's stray dog issue. This growing problem needs a solution. The tourists try to help, but it isn't necessarily their responsibility. Frankly, the problem is an eyesore and can be detrimental to the island's tourism industry. One tourist took the time from her vacation to bring light to the situation.
I'd always heard that Aruba was a beautiful country. White sandy beaches, turquoise water, and a slogan that reads, "One happy island." I couldn't wait to arrive and start exploring. Explore I did, and sadly, I quickly discovered that just a few miles away from these amazing beaches, this country is hiding a terrible secret. This is the kill cage, where between 7,000 and 8,000 mostly healthy dogs and cats, sometimes lost family pets, are dumped and killed each year. Each day, a man with no veterinary certifications arrives to stab each animal through the heart and inject a lethal dose of medicine. Many times, however, the mark is missed and the animals are still alive as they are thrown into the back of the truck. Many of these dogs were still breathing as I filmed this video. Sometimes, for the severely abused, we can only pray that he arrives early to end this terrible suffering. This puppy, so badly neglected, was left to die in the cage with no mercy from anyone. No one will ever face animal cruelty charges. These animals, left on Saturday, will endure 2 days in the 90-degree heat without food or water until their deaths on Monday. There are no government-sponsored animal welfare organizations, no spay-neuter programs, and no real animal cruelty protection. There's only one official shelter on the island. This lovingly run shelter can only house about 50 animals, nowhere near what it needs to keep up with the almost 150 animals being killed each week. Since the government does not supply even one penny, the shelter and all small animal rescue organizations on the island depend completely on donations and volunteer support. One such rescue is Cass Animal Foundation. For 12 years, its founder, Kiki, has had the designs and private finances in place to build a state-of-the-art animal rescue, the largest in the Caribbean. The legislature, however, has repeatedly denied her permits required to move forward, delaying her efforts indefinitely. In the meantime, thousands of animals continue to meet their fate at the kill cage. The cost to dispose of its animals seems to be the only money that the government's willing to spend on its out-of-control pet population. Unfortunately, the situation in much of the United States and throughout the world is not much different. However, unlike the United States, where we have millions of miles to span, millions of people to legislate, and millions of animals in shelters, Aruba has an amazing advantage to conquering its problem. Aruba is small, contained, and has a population just over 100,000 people. To give you an idea, that's about the number of students and faculty at Penn State University. Aruba spans only 19.6 miles long by 6 miles wide. Most of us drive further than that to get to work. That theme park in Orlando, you know, the one with the mice, it would cover 60% of the island and presently employs a workforce greater than the number of people living on the island between the ages of 25 and 64. Its entire legislature is comprised of only 21 people. Surely, with these kinds of numbers to work with, we can make a change. If you're planning to visit Aruba, you can save a life by returning with a puppy, otherwise doomed to the kill cage, as your carry-on bag. We can help you make all the arrangements and connect you with fosters in the U.S. Because rabies does not exist in Aruba, the transition is simple and requires very little effort. This solution, however, cannot be considered a long-term remedy because it compromises our own shelter's ability to place pets in loving homes. The real solution lies in speaking with our dollars. 45% of Aruba's economy depends on American tourism. We contribute about $1.2 billion to the island each year, making them the 6th wealthiest island in the Caribbean. With that kind of influence, we can join together as one massive and powerful voice and send a message to the 21 decision makers in Aruba that this situation can change and we can help. After all, they have 1.2 billion reasons to listen.
Now, the goal here isn't to put the island in a negative spotlight. It is simply to put things into perspective as to how dire the situation is when it comes to the stray animals. Policymakers need to acknowledge that this needs to be made a priority. We will end on that note. Join us again on Monday night starting at 7:15 p.m. for the latest. We will see you then.